Operation Barnabas.
Since our focus is upon military-connected people, it's important that we understand to some degree the distinctive military culture. What is the military? It starts with civilian control. The National Command Authority is the President and the Secretary of Defense and the combatant commanders. Next is the Department of Defense, that includes the Secretary of Defense and all military services, less the Coast Guard. Next is the Department of Homeland Security, and that includes the Coast Guard. Trust is a key component in our relationship with one another. In this very same way, trust is a key component of understanding the military culture. Combat veterans often believe that the only people who understand me are other combat veterans. The military culture is distinctive. It is based upon a high standard of discipline that helps organize and structure the armed forces. There's a professional ethos of loyalty and self-sacrifice that provides structure during battle. There are a distinct set of ceremony and etiquette and shared rituals and common identities. There's an emphasis upon group cohesion and esprit de corps that connects service members to each other. It's also a culture where the individual is secondary to the unit and even the mission. George Patton once stated, "Compared to war, all other forms of human endeavor shrink to insignificance." Please realize that for most veterans, their service and particularly their war experience will be the biggest events of their lives. Let's quickly review the branches of our armed forces. First is the United States Army, which is the oldest established branch in the armed forces. They're responsible for land-based military operations. They're highly mechanized and technically an advanced force. Their current size is approximately 1.3 million active duty members, with an additional 865,000 ready reservists. Army veterans are referred to as soldiers. Sometimes those in the Army will greet one another or respond to one another with a hoorah, which is a basic anything but no. It is kind of a shortcut answer to yes, I'll do this. Yes, I'm on board. The United States Navy is the naval warfare service branch of the military. It's estimated to be larger than the next 13 navies combined. It also is highly technical and currently operates approximately 289 deployable ships in active service and 3,700 aircraft. The Navy veterans are referred to as sailors. The United States Marine Corps provides power projection from the sea, using the mobility of the United States Navy to rapidly deliver combined arms task forces in all areas of the world. It's the smallest of the 5 branches, but it is considered to be an elite force. It utilizes a wide diversity of equipment and units, and Marine Corps veterans are referred to as Marines. Just like the Army utilizes the phrase hoorah, Marines respond to one another with a resounding yes, oorah. The United States Air Force is the aerial warfare service branch of the United States military, and it is the newest branch. It is the largest and one of the world's most technologically advanced air forces in the world. It operates 5,369 plus aircraft, 406 ICBMs, and 170 satellites. Air Force veterans are referred to as airmen. The United States Coast Guard is a Maritime Military Multi-Mission Service, and is unique in that it has a maritime law enforcement mission and as a federal regulatory agent has a mission as a part of its mission set. The Coast Guard has participated in every U.S. conflict since 1790 to date and has deployed to combat zones since 9/11. Coast Guard veterans are referred to as Coast Guardsmen. When we talk about a distinctive military culture, we have to understand that the military culture has, in some ways, its own unique language. If a commander were to say to his subordinate commanders, "Secure the building," the Army would understand that order to establish a perimeter and post guards. The Navy commander might understand that order as turn out the lights and lock the doors. A Marine commander would understand that order as kill everybody inside and set up a headquarters. An Air Force commander might understand that to be take out a 5-year lease with an option to buy. Is simply to describe that the military in many instances has its own language and gives meaning to different phrases even within that culture. You'll find in the military culture what is often referred to as acronym speak. For example, OEF or OIF are shortcuts in describing operations in Afghanistan or Iraq. It's Operation Enduring Freedom or Operation Iraqi Freedom. NAM is understood to be Vietnam. DoD, Department of Defense. IED, Improvised Explosive Device. RPG, Rocket Propelled Grenade. MOS is a military occupational specialty or job. FOB would refer to a forward operating base. A WARNO is a warning order, and OPORD is an operations order. Often you'll find acronyms throughout the military in all branches of the service. For example, some soldiers will refer to their eyeglasses that are given to them by the military as a BCD, that is a birth control device. Or they may refer to a pair of boots as an LPC, a leather personnel carrier. Other aspects of military culture and its language is slang, the use of slang. Grunts, for example, can refer to a grunt, for example, can refer to an infantryman. Outside the wire may refer to off the base or in a danger zone. Battle rattle, or sometimes called snivel gear, is some of that individual combat gear that is issued to most soldiers. Maybe a term that is used for both combat and in non-combat situations. It may refer to that objective that is the focus of attention for a combat mission, who wants to give special attention or focus. For example, my wife is on my target list, meaning that I really want to make sure I spend some extra time and attention to my wife. And as we mentioned earlier, the phrases hua and ura can mean just about anything except no, and usually means approval or acknowledgement. There are many different uses of many different slang phrases that are used in our armed forces.